It's time to speak up. Well, it appears the joke's on me. It appears I have been the biggest fool alive. You see, before the last couple of days, I knew that there was a segment of MAGA who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt. In the meantime, I knew there was that section. But I really, really thought that most of MAGA just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize, and that they would. But they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now I know there are a few. and I thank you guys.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property and money in the bank, with a 3rd grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great-grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not. That's not progress. We're trying to heal from ancestral trauma. We're trying to heal from that. That ain't happening. That produce could rot in them fields before we go back to them fields. They need to let them know that.
So farming is your family business, and yet you do not know how to take care of your farms when every other person is gone, because a lot of you actually voted for this whole thing to happen. You guys voted literally for the whole mass deportation, voted for farms, farmers to get deported, those guys who were working in your farms to get deported, and now you are freaking out that you are not happy because they are getting deported, and nobody is coming to work on your farm anymore. And you guys actually literally felt that black folks were going to come back and work in them fields. Well, just make this look real. Anyway, guys, you're welcome back again to the YouTube channel. Do well to like and subscribe. Credit to all creators of this video. I'm just going to let the rest of the videos roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and credit to all creators of this video. Let's jump right in.
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, but because he damn sure selling the look. But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for shitty britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for shitty britches. But they had been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants was taking their jobs, right? Racism is expensive, huh?
So I know I was talking about, the Latino vote before. The Viva vote for Donald Trump. Okay, well, let's get on to the white folks. The white farmers. So, word is out now that the white farmers voted for Donald Trump because they thought they were going to get black Americans in the fields. Because they also thought black folks did not have jobs. So when we put this all together, somehow the white farmers were convinced that black folks don't have jobs. We don't work. we don't work. And so they voted for Donald Trump because they thought, okay, he gonna send them in the fields. So Donald Trump and them, with their whole Project 2025, said, okay, so we got to make this happen. So we got to cut these DEI stuff, all this DEI stuff, to put black Americans out of work. When in reality, they put a bunch of white folk out of work just to get black folks how to work. And so all these cuts that are happening are to try and harm black Americans so much till they think that we're going to go into the fields. Now, when you think about that, that makes you double back and see why they want the Latinos out. Because the Latinos, right, to them, they are reproducing entirely too fast, okay? And so they're like, we got to get them out of here because black Americans don't reproduce as fast as the Latinos. And so if we could get them out, then the black Americans can take their place in the field. This is for real. And so now you double back to the black jobs. They're taking your job. Yes, you got to double back to what he said. They're taking black jobs, y'all. Like, they have all this down. Like, they have all this whole circle. So now let's go back to the farmers, if you're still with me, okay? Because the white farmers, that's what they believed was going to happen. So if y'all got all that straight, this is the message to the white farmers. The last thing you want is for black Americans to be in your fields. Don't let the devil fool you. As a matter of fact, you might want to let the devil fool you to see what's going to happen. Well, I'm trying to tell you, the last thing you ever going to want is black Americans in your fields. Nah, I'm gonna let you fill in the blank on that one. And this goes to show that they will go to any lengths. Remember I said that, first of all, we had the Latinos, some Latinos, not all of them. There's some Cuban ones. Talk about, you're next, right? To black Americans, so they thought we was immigrants, okay? And so now we have the white farmers who are still living in the 1700s, thinking back to glory days, quote unquote. They thought with their vote, we were going to the fields. So you got one group thinking they gonna kick us out of here, and we got another group of people thinking that we going to the fields. Now this right here is a real mental problem because people are literally stuck. I'm telling y'all, people are stuck in the 1700s when they think about black Americans, okay? I'm telling you, their thought process, they sit around probably at campgrounds and picnics and stuff and talk about how can we make this happen? That was their heyday. I'm telling you, when that freaking plantation house burned down in Louisiana, I think, right? That was their heyday. Now, I'm trying to say that was their heyday. When that plantation house down in Louisiana got torched, okay? I'm telling you, that broke them. But I just want to, I want to teach them a little bit more history if I have your attention, right? If I have your attention, right? This is some history that a lot of people don't know, okay? But y'all didn't know black Americans had white servants? Y'all ain't know that? I mean, it wasn't widespread or anything like that, but we had white servants. Yeah, and they wanted to be our servants because they needed work. They were coming over from Europe. Yeah, and they were docile too. Yeah, they were docile. And black Americans, the aristocrats. Mm-hmm.
Fam, what is this nonsense I'm hearing about white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers? What in the fuck? They don't know us at all. They don't know any fucking thing about us. Like our own fucking parents and grandparents didn't size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, young lady, you need to keep your black ass in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you. That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school. Went on off to college. Now you're looking at a 6-figure nigga. What in the fuck would I look like picking Earl's corn? Earl can kiss my ass. If he could do my black job, I wouldn't have it, now would I?
Hey, one more thing about that farm thing. Those farmers complaining about how the Trump's trade war is hurting farms. And not just China, even though China no longer buys U.S. beef, that's going to Brazil. They no longer buy U.S. soybeans. They don't buy a bunch of other agricultural products from us because they can source them elsewhere. And these farmers are all over these apps whining and crying that they didn't think it would hurt them. And please, Mr. Trump, I voted for you 3 times. All this kind of bootlicking kind of BS. The other thing about that is, like I said in my other video, excuse me, there's a particular relationship with black people and farms in this country. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing is, do you remember during the Biden-Harris administration, their administration worked out a settlement with black farmers to pay them back pay for excluding them from bailout money that they were entitled to. The money only went to white farmers. And so black farmers, that's the way it is in this country, had to sue to get their fair share. And after years of court wrangling in the courts and everything, it was finally settled and black farmers were going to get their due. Sorry, my allergies. And you know why they didn't get their due? Sorry about that. Because white farmers sued to block the government settlement that they had made with black farmers. And white farmers sued saying that the white farmers, were being discriminated against for not getting some of the black settlement money. The black settlement money was because only white farmers got some of the initial bailout money, not black farmers. That's how twisted it is. So to the white farmers online whining about loss of business, threats to having their farms shut down and shut off, I say, fare thee well, good sirs. Fare thee well. You got what you got. You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit. You voted for Donald Trump, and you know what? He is working you over because the big conglomerates, some I hear are owned, I've read are owned by J.D. Vance or his companies, are about to buy up your land for pennies on the dollar. And you're going to be one picking those blueberries for $11 an hour, 7 days a week, for 10 hours a day. Literally, how you like that?
I think that when Black Americans said, leave us the hell alone, that a lot of people do not understand what leaving us alone means. And it's absurd that you literally think that, maybe when you send away the Latinos, these guys will be the ones to come back. See, it was those days, okay? It was those days, and this is modern age. Like, we are in, they say 21st century, okay? This is 2025, okay? In less than no time, we'll be in 2026, and we should not still be talking about this. Okay, so if you are a farmer, you should know how to farm. Your family members should know how to farm. Your children should know how to work in those farms. In case anybody disappoints you and say, I can't work in farms anymore, okay, I'm just going to leave, you should be able to take up that bold step and courage and go into those farms and start doing what you are called to do, because it's your family farm. You shouldn't let it just rot like that. Anyway, let's take a look at the comment section. This one said, can we just be left alone because we didn't vote for this mess? Like, do you understand? Do you understand? They didn't vote for this. Why are you still calling them into what they did not vote for? These people didn't literally vote for this. They really thought they were going to make us property again. They can try, but it won't even end well for them. Like, anyway, MAGA is just time to shine. Get out there to the farms and pick your crops yourself, work, farm, do your thing, do what you are called to do. These farms have been in your family lineage for over 150 years, and you still do not know how to pick crops. Like, be so for real. You got a family, get your family to work your farms. What's wrong with their hands? I love this comment. Like, not in this world. We aren't going back. Get the Trump pass, okay? Family to pick your crop. Those days you guys were shouting, I've got my tribe. Hey, why don't you call your tribe to come help you right now? Okay. Very interesting. FBAs remain quiet and at rest. You don't owe anyone an explanation. What happens when they don't listen from time to time? Let them go, okay? Only $1 from how many people that, you could have millions to help the black farmers only. So the answer, this one said there are 50 million plus of us. A minimum of $1 from every black American would do tremendous help in a black farm. Okay. Anyway, do we help him keep his farm? In return, we can get our black truckers, okay, delivery people and tech to come together to feed black Americans. Not all black folks make $35,000 a year. When I was working, I made the salary of 3 people, just me alone. I was a nurse for 35 years. I'm working in the private sector for like 17 years. We better, that's how we function. Go to the party, we bring shit anyway. When everything has been practically given to you, it feels like oppression. When the privilege is lost without recognizing their privilege oppressed, okay, everyone around them. So I don't understand how they thought such a thing. Do they not have TV on their farms or the internet? Is their farm okay? They don't have family or friends anymore. So why are they complaining that nobody's working on their farms? What you need is your ancestors and current family members to be working your family farm, okay, which is your family business. Did you share your wealth with the previous black and brown people over the past 400 years of labor? I doubt the answer to that question definitely will be a hell no, okay? What they need to do is give us back the land they stole from us and pay us for the free labor we already done and reimburse us for our towns they burned down. Okay, pull yourself up by your bootstrap, because this is exactly what they have been telling every other person. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap, and now they don't have boot, let alone a strap to pull. Anyway, well, my grandfather, God rest his soul, tried sharecropping, and we found that farming under the white system wasn't for us. We can buy your farms and create a fairer system that works for Black Americans. Either do this or work the farms yourself. I think that's fair. So make it all make sense. 40 acres and a mole was for Blacks. We were appropriated the land and money. You guys still this money and created government subsidies, then lock us out of these funds and only give them to white. Now your farms go under because of Trump and his mismanagement, and instead of correcting his action, your solution is to do an Oklahoma controlled burn on a black farmer's land. Make it make sense. Anyway, guys, this is what I'm going to take for the day. Let me know what your own take are in the comments. I would love to read from you all. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. Please let me know what you all think in the comments. I would love to read from you. See you all on my next. Bye, guys.